What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Charles Wilson. So, if you watched the game, if you saw it, shout out to the Celebration Bowl. Shout out to the HBCU National Championship. Got a chance to watch that game versus FAMU and Howard. And first and foremost, congratulations to FAMU. For the first time since 2016, we have a SWAC team that has beaten a MEAC team in the HBCU National Championship. Very rare. Before this game, prior to this game, the MEAC was 6-1 versus SWAC teams in the HBCU National Championship, the Celebration Bowl. But today, it's now 6-2 because of FAMU and the way that they played. Just a spectacular performance by FAMU. Yes, they had their mistakes here and there, but overall, you love to see it. I was rooting for them. I was rooting for the Rattlers, so respect to them, congrats to them. But before we get into it, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow to the Fourth and Goal Sports Instagram page. But without further ado, let's talk. So, beginning of the game, Howard looked like they were going to run away with it. Williams, quarterback one for the Bisons, he was doing solid. First half, it looked like the Rattlers were struggling. It looked like Howard was on pace, and honestly, I wasn't surprised by that. Discussing it with some of my, friends and family members prior to the game, discussing on who we think was going to win this matchup, who we thought was going to, have the win. It was hard not to pick Howard because of the MEAC success. Like I said, prior to this game, the MEAC was 6-1, so it's kind of difficult to pick a SWAC team, and it seems as though in prior years it doesn't matter, how much talent that SWAC team may have. It doesn't matter how much notoriety or popularity they grow or who's their coach. You saw it last year in the Celebration Bowl HBCU National Championship between North Carolina Central and Jackson State when Dion was there. And, they had Prime, they had Shador, they had Travis Hunter, Shiloh, all the guys, Aubrey Miller, Sevion Wilkerson. I could go on and on. So many stars from that Jackson State team. But it didn't matter because the more disciplined team won the game. And that's always been kind of the brand of the MEAC, disciplined, run first, strong defense. And to be honest, that's just not the brand we saw today from the Howard Bisons. They weren't disciplined. Their offensive line struggled some. I think the O-line was shaky on Howard's end. And the quarterback play, that's just not going to win you games. That's just not going to win you games. That's not going to get you to a national championship victory for Howard. It's just not, because when you throw picks like that in costly situations, kind of like mirrored to each other back to back, kind of on back to back drives, it's just difficult. It's just difficult. You can't have it. And when you switch sides and you look at FAMU, Jeremy Musso, he had his mistakes here and there. He did. He had several turnovers. But the difference that I saw was this: the coaching. The coaching. Every time Williams made a mistake, it was like the team, it was like Howard was just let down. It was like they were just distraught, out of energy, didn't know how to bounce back. And the body language tells a lot. It definitely does. And a well-disciplined team, they're able to bounce back from mistakes, and a well-disciplined quarterback is able to bounce back from his mistakes. And so when you saw Jeremy Musa go to the sideline and you saw him, chop it up with his coach and coordinate with his coach telling him, here's what you did wrong, you need to correct this, or, this and that. Coach Willie Simmons, shout out to him. Shout out to him. He's the best coach in the SWAC. And quite frankly, I'm going to go out and say he deserved to be the HBCU head coach of the year. There's no HBCU head coach better than Willie Simmons right now. I'd put Coach Trey Oliver of North Carolina Central University, I put him at number 2, and Coach Simmons at number 1. He did a great job in this game. When mistakes came, he didn't get flustered. His quarterback didn't get flustered. Well, he may got flustered time and again, but he bounced back. He didn't let the flusters fluster him over the top the way Williams did. And The team overall, they were composed. They were composed. They saw there was plenty of chances in this game for FAMU to say, wow, we're down. This is not the way we wanted to go. What do we do now? But they kept bouncing back and they kept biting. They kept biting like rattlers do. They kept biting like rattlers do. Hey, shout out FAMU. This was a great game to watch. This was a great game to watch. I mean, a lot of people were questioning what's going to be the drop off from when Prom was there last year in the Celebration Bowl to, this year. There wasn't much drop off in my opinion. I love the excitement of this game. I just loved it. I just loved it. Watching FAMU play was very exciting. Watching Howard play was very exciting. Also want to shout out Cardell Thomas. A lot of people remember him coming out of high school, 5-star, one of the highest ranked high school 5-star offensive linemen ever. Cardell Thomas. He committed to LSU originally when he came out. Got his championship there, national championship. Wasn't the perfect fit for him. Decides to transfer down to Florida A&M. Now he has another championship. The guy's a winner. I'm happy for him. I think he found his fit, and I'm just really happy for him. So shout out Cardell Thomas. Another thing too I want to bring up. It's no discredit to Howard, but I have to say this. I have to be real with it. The team that should have represented the MEAC in this game is not Howard University. The team that should have represented the MEAC today is without a doubt North Carolina Central University. The Eagles of North Carolina Central should have represented the MEAC. I don't care about if Howard beat them in the regular season. Who finished with the best record in the conference? That team should represent the MEAC. The MEAC needs a championship game. It's just like, bruh, come on, man. Like, Howard they came into this game 6-5. They left the game 6-6. A team that's barely 500 should not be representing your conference in a championship game. That's just my opinion. Say what you want about it. Don't care. But, another thing too, I'll be remiss to not say it. Shout out Kelvin Dean. 2 touchdowns, came up big in big moments. He came up big in big moments. Man, shout out to him for the offensive MVP. Just a great player today. He made great plays in big moments, and that's something you gotta love. So shout out to him. He displayed wide receiver number 1 ability. So shout out to him for the Dennis Thomas Offensive MVP award. Going to the defensive end. Shout out Isaiah Major for the Dennis Thomas Defensive MVP. I'm not gonna lie, man. I love this guy's game. It reminds me so much of Isaiah Land. Isaiah Land, when he stepped away from FAMU last season, you were wondering, where's this FAMU defense gonna get that guy? Who's gonna step up to be that guy? When this FAMU defense lost Isaiah Land, pass rusher, when he entered the draft, you lose Isaiah Land, stud. Marquise Bell this previous season, now with the Cowboys, stud. Those are 2 key players you lose, and the question was, would this FAMU defense fall off? Would it, regress? Well, guess what? You got new guys like Isaiah Major stepping up in a big way. And that defensive back room, I love it. Straight dogs. I know they're the Rattlers, but they was dogs. They was dogs. But I guess what I mean to say is they was biting. They were straight venom in that secondary. I love the way that secondary was playing. They played with swag. They played with poise. They played with discipline. And they laid that boom. It was just a beautiful game. And I just gotta tip my hat to the way Coach Willie Simmons coached this game. Shout out Jeremy Musa as well. I love the way he bounced back. Shout out the FAMU recruiter for getting these guys in here and giving them the opportunity to be in this position. A great moment. So, like I said at the beginning, this is the first time since 2016 that a SWAC conference team defeats a MEAC conference team. Shout out to FAMU. This is the first time since 1998 that Florida A&M wins the Celebration Bowl, the HBCU National Championship game. Shout out to them. Just a fantastic performance. You get the 30-26 win. FAMU finishes the season as champs, 12-1 record. Just a stellar season. Just a stellar season. They own the SWAC at this point. It's safe to say it. They own the SWAC. They own HBCU football. The number one team in HBCU football, FAMU Rattlers. In conclusion, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the Fourth and Goal Sports YouTube page and Instagram page. I'm your host, Tyrus Filson. This is the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. Peace.